like right now, my head is still like Indiana Jones.
Yeah. You're Indiana Jones.
I'm Indiana Jonesing, and it was so hilarious when we were when the movie came out. I realized I think like July 13th, Harrison Ford's birthday.
Okay, 97.
97.
97 years young.
He's receiving a letter from Joe Biden for turning 100.
Yeah.
It's with this little the seal on it. So he got that. He took the training wheels off his experimental aircraft. Yeah, just like I'm still vibing on Indiana Jones, particularly like the toys.
Okay.
And like stuff. I'm looking for Indiana Jones related like stuff.
Well, they like Lego has like filled the void of like, you know, whatever kind of like you know, Indiana Jones thing you're looking for. They because like I remember like us talking a while back about like, oh yeah, there used to be these really cool Indiana Jones Legos. Yes. And then you can kind of like pick up one or two of them, you know, like
you scored
yeah,
some.
I found a couple like, you know, used and stuff. And it's like, oh man, it's been a while, you know. Now it's like you can get this like exact replica of the whole like temple at the beginning of Raiders of the Lost Ark,
oh
you know,
my
in
God,
Lego form. I have the Well of Souls, and it comes with like this was the big inducement for me was a Lego Ark of the Covenant. That was exciting. So yeah, I got that, but I haven't, you know, like I guess maybe I'm all talk or something because I haven't gotten any of these new like Raiders Legos.
And I have a Mutt action figure.
Oh really? They made one.
They made a Mutt action figure. I want to say it was during the release of Crystal Skull.
Of course, yeah.
And I've got it, and I was like, you know, tears were falling on his blister card.
You have like some candles next to it. You know, like when I saw that they were coming out with like a re-release of all the like Kenner Raiders of the Lost Ark toys, I was real excited about that. I wanted to get like one of those, like just the Indiana Jones with the hat. I had that when I was a kid.
Yes.
I had the first one I got was Indiana Jones in disguise. It was like I couldn't find the one with the hat, so I got that. And then eventually I did find the one with the hat, and then I got the swordsman guy.
Yes.
I have not seen my original like Indiana Jones with the hat action figure, so I was really excited to kind of get a new one and replace it. But every time I'm in like Target or whatever, they never have it. Never have it. They have Temple of Doom Indiana Jones with like no jacket, where he's got like the Doc Savage look. I don't want that one. I want the one with the leather jacket, like classic Indiana Jones.
Like I've been looking for that one too, and they don't have that one.
I never see it. And there's this one Target that I go to, like if I can't find it at like my main Target, there's this one that for whatever reason always seems to have what I'm looking for. Like when I was looking for the Zelda Game & Watch and stuff, I couldn't find it anywhere, but they had it there. They didn't have it either. So
well like I went. They had like 5 Bellocks.
Right, exactly, yeah.
I was
you
like...
find Belloc and, you know, and it's like...
short round.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I'll buy some of those other ones, but I got to get the regular Indiana Jones with the hat first.
In Indy from... Now,
hat and the jacket.
The action feature from Temple of Doom does have a feature where he has like a machete.
Okay.
And his arm swings. So he does have a little feature on that one.
They had like the Star Wars figures that were like the small ones, and then they had like the tall Star Wars figures that were kind of, you know, like Barbie doll size or whatever. Yeah. And as a kid, I had the first Indiana Jones toy I got was that like tall Indiana Jones toy with the fedora.
Amazing.
The fedora though, it's like the fedora didn't have any snap to it. It was just like made out of felt. It was real limp. It just kind of looked like an Emmett Kelly hat or something. It looked like Indiana Jones was in the rain too long, and his hat, like it had no snap to it.
He's like in the circuit, the 3-ring circus. Like,
yeah, but I mean, I love that toy. It was awesome.
So. There's, you know, the Lego Idea Shop.
Yeah.
Well, there is a Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood of Make-Believe Lego that got 10,000 votes.
Yeah.
Now, I was thinking that, like, I'm sure there's a Michael Keaton Lego that has been, like, where he was Bruce Wayne.
Bruce Wayne with, like, hair that's kind of like his, yeah.
And I'm going to get and put him in behind, like...
In picture.
picture is where I'm going to stick him in the wall there.
You know, like the Lego ideas, the ones that I'm always excited about is that they'll have like the Zelda ones.
Yes.
Or they'll have Metroid and stuff. And it's like I feel like Lego's kind of pushed the Mario thing about as far as they can. You know, like I don't like Princess Peach was like a nice way to kind of extend it a little bit.
Was fun.
You know, that was a good idea. But like, I don't see where else they can go with, like, I feel like it's time to, you know, bring in Zelda, bring in Metroid.
It could be a licensing thing because the Zelda castle and the Metroid chip both have achieved like fan voting, and they're in the finals, but for some unknown reason that we never see them.
Yeah.
Like, what's going on with that? Like, wouldn't that be so sick?
Well, I'd imagine just like, first of all, I have no idea how the Mario Lego is doing. Like, I know it was kind of like a craze for a while, like with the scoring system.
Yeah.
I know like it was a little bit of a craze for a while, but it's been around for a while, and there's so much product. I just wonder if they're like, you know, in the red on it, or, you know, just like if they like overextended themselves. Zelda, you know, it's not just like Lego engineering kind of stuff. It's also like electronics, like the Lego, like a Lego Zelda that has the kind of functionality that the Lego Mario has, to me seems like it would probably be like a little more complicated. And they wouldn't want to just do like, okay, here's that same thing you saw with Mario, but it's in Link. Like, I imagine that's probably a big project, and they're probably trying to make something that like makes sense within that.
I feel bad that I'm not getting them, because when I was little, I would have killed, like, I would have gave my right hand for like a Lego with that kind of electronics inside it.
Yeah.
What am I doing?
Yeah, for me, I was like, I need to know what this is. Like, I had to know, you know, so I did. And it is pretty cool. The only thing is, like, whenever I get like a game kind of thing, I always like I try to like just keep upping the stakes, see how far I can push it. And like with the Lego Mario, I thought like, okay, cool, I got like 100 coins. I got like, then I was trying to come up with ways of like, how do I break this up? Like, it seems like, oh, I can't get past this certain number of coins. How do I get past it? And then like my attempts to pass it seemed like they were, you know, like the software or something. Like,
it was shorting.
Yeah, it was shorting.
Wait, you hit a kill screen?
Exactly, yeah. Made me kind of like back off from where I was like really into it until I kind of hit that wall, that kill screen, like you said.
It's always like a little more expensive. You get the Disney tax, they call it, where you get like similar pieces on like city sets.
Yeah.
So like, but I'm still gonna pick up those indie Legos.
Okay, that you are gonna, because I'm not. Like, I seriously considered it. I'm looking at that big thing, and it just looks so much fun. But it's like, I feel like, you know, like I started with 0 Legos. You know, like I had all the Legos I had as a kid, and then like I didn't have those anymore, and then I missed them, and now I got more than enough Legos to last me the rest of my life. So I didn't.
Well, you got the Mos Eisley set. That probably that would be enough Legos for like
right.
Ones. Like,
yeah, because I'm thinking back to when I was a kid, I had like, you know, a handful of like different, like a space set and like a small like medieval set or whatever, and those were my Legos, and it looked like a lot of Legos, but you know, now I got like a basement full of them.
Well, the Legos, the next set I'm gonna build, I have the Home Alone house.
Okay, nice.
And I'm gonna put that together in like November probably. It's got like I've always wanted a Lego Joe Pesci minifigure.
Yeah, well, that's like with all these Lego things, the cool thing is always like the little gimmicks. And especially with the Mario, they always come up with these cool little like levers and things, you know, especially when they're, you know, trying to copy, you know, things going on in the game. And that Raiders of the Lost Ark one looks like it has a lot of, it has the rolling boulder.
Oh my God.
So yeah, some Home Alone traps sound pretty cool.
There's even like, you know, like a little tarantula crawling around and everything. And, but I think I was either going to get the Indiana Jones Temple Escape with like the ball, or I'm going to get, there's the 2 sets. There's like a Raiders set, and then there's a Last Crusade set with the plane.
Okay, yeah.
I like break the wings off and slide it through a tunnel.
Yeah.
And then it has a Sean Connery minifigure. He's like, I thought I lost him.
And there's the Lego roller coaster. You know, not indie related. That looks cool too. Into a bunch of different comics kind of things, and like just doing those like you know, Thor's Day comics and New God Sunday School videos. And then, like, I started doing, like, Micronaut Monday.
Love the Micronaut Mondays.
And so I just did the video of, like, the final issue of New Gods, which was kind of like, you know, because Jack Kirby's New Gods, it gets canceled and stuff. Yeah. But then it comes back in the 80s and stuff. So I'm looking forward to doing those episodes.
Very exciting. I can't wait. I can't wait, Tom.
Starting these kind of series where you do like one thing every week, it kind of like, I can't believe, like, I'm already to the point where like New Gods is done. Like I'm ready to go the distance, you know, and kind of like, okay, because there's a ton of other like New God stuff, and like Mr. Miracle's still running, and then yeah, you got like the New God sequels, and then you know there's Michael Golden and Steve Englehart doing Mr. Miracle, so kind of like some of these stuff, like some of these things kind of mesh with each other, where like Thor kind of starts to evolve into the New Gods, and then you know, the New God Sunday School, when you get Michael Golden involved, it starts to mesh with like Micronauts. You know, you kind of see like
So
the
awesome.
small world of comics kind of like come together. Because I'm spending all this time with the Micronauts, I do have Micronauts on the mind, and I do have some Micronauts. I have like Baron Karza, I have his horse.
Ooh, yeah,
I have Force Commander, I have Time Traveler, and then I have like some Microman, like some Microman, like newer ones from like the 90s and the early 2000s and stuff, like magnetic ones that come together. Like I like the magnetic stuff, but I want to get a couple more, but they're so prohibitively expensive because it's like the people who are into Micronauts, they're older than us. Like when I was a kid, you know, I have like you know, just very vague memories of Micronauts, but it was like the older kids who were into Micronauts when I was a kid. And so like, those guys are all like, you know, they're collect, you know, they've been, you know, they paid off their homes, they got the money. So the Micronaut stuff is just so expensive, and I want to get like an Acroyer that's like the like Acroyer that's in the comic, and they're like minimally $50, and it just feels so weird to get, because like the toy is so small. It's just like this little guy. It feels weird to pay like $50 or more for like just like this little guy, you know?
When you're craving it. Oh
yeah, the Micronauts that are like the basis for Commander Arcturus Ran, and then there's the one that's like the basis for Bug, and they come in all different colors. So it's like I want to get like the Bug one that's green, where he just looks like the generic Micronaut. He just has this like regular like silver head with like a big head of 70s hair and stuff. Like he doesn't look like a Bug or anything, but he's the one that Bug is based on. And so I want to get one that's green, but it's like easier to get other colors. And then I want to get the Arcturus Ran one that's blue, you know, to match. So like put together the sort of Micronauts team, you know, in Micronaut form, but they're just, I can't justify it. It's like they're tiny, they're tiny, they're flimsy. Like I have Time Traveler, and like the joints are like, there's no oomph left in the joint. Like the arms and stuff just kind of, you know, like, wiggle around.
Well, yeah. I was even watching some videos on like, I know what you mean, when like when we did the GoBots,
they lose the friction. Like there's a certain amount of friction. Yeah, the Bandai stuff is the Bandai stuff is so good at like making it like feel cool when it's changing. I have the Baron Karza and his horse, and I have Force Commander. I don't have Force Commander's horse, but those toys are very satisfying. They're very heavy, good plastic, and then the magnetic snap is like very satisfying. It's a very satisfying gimmick. And then the Microman figures that I have from like the early 2000s, the magnetics are like perfect on those, and they're kind of like a smaller scale, and you can like mix and match. They're pretty cool.
So I'm thinking like a Kenner. I got some. I've been just feeling Kenner recently. There's some toy lines that like I miss completely. Yeah. Bone Age. I've been looking for Bone Age. Like I had none of those. I would see them. I thought they were a fever dream for me. And so I'm on the lookout for those. They're a little expensive, but I'm checking out some Bone Age. I'd be in the market for any Mask toys.
Mask, yeah. Superpowers is one. Just because, like, you know, I've been reading a lot of comics and stuff. So, and Superpowers, they're not too hard to come by. So I have, and since I did the Superpowers comic, I have Superpowers Batman, Superpowers Batmobile, which I always wanted when I was a kid. And then I haven't found like a Superpowers Robin yet, but I found like, it was like the DC superheroes character, where it was like around the time the Batman movie was coming out. So you could get like Batman in a black outfit, you could get like the Joker, you could, and they like expanded the cast and stuff. So I got Robin from that era.
Oh, that's awesome.
Robin's got, like, I like the hair on the Superpowers Robin because it's like real 80s, like it's real puffed out, like Tom Brokaw kind of hair. But like but I got it's like the little bit after, like late 80s Robin. So he's got like a karate chop button like a button on his back to make him do a karate chop. The superpowers didn't have it, but his hair is a little tighter. It's a little, you know.
When we talk Karate Kid, Daniel LaRusso has the thing we've identified where someone's got a hair fountain on
right, yeah.
It's right here, and it's just flowing and emerging.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm surprised there isn't like a karate, like on Cobra Kai, there isn't an episode where like some cousin shows up and it's Tony Danza. Like, I am pretty shocked that hasn't happened.
There's whole like, he's like, there's a doll, you press a button and the hair like starts emerging from, it's right here in the front.
So any other toys you're looking for?
Ooh, there's a couple, like, we might have to do like a Mad Max Road Warrior episode, because
for sure,
I've been like thinking about there's all these toys that are like they were made in the shadow of Road Warrior, like the Dreadnoughts, the Dreadnoughts. This line from Tonka, I can't remember what it's called, but it's basically like the work machines, like graders and dump trucks and stuff, but they're repurposed kind of like as Mad Max vehicles.
Yeah, Matchbox or Mattel or something had these, they were sort of like Matchbox cars, but they had like cannons mounted on them and like, armored. And there was like a little play set, and I had like a couple of those when they came, but it was like Mad Max toys.
Awesome.
The other thing that I've been thinking about lately is like, these kind of like home brews, because like we were talking about those like Zelda, NES, the Zeldas and things like that, but like Atari stuff is so dear to my heart, and it's like and like the home brews for Atari are just so much more appealing to me, because like Atari, like there's a bunch of like types of games that never got like a decent treatment on it, or never you know, so it like that kind of, you know, where NES, it's like the level of quality that games achieved with NES, like they achieved like the basic level of like acceptability for games, and then games have only gotten better since then. But it's like you know, but where Atari, it's like some of the games are just utterly unacceptable. You know, like this does not pass for a game. So it's kind of like this magical area. So I've been like eyeing up some homebrews. There's like this
nice
website called Atari Age, where they like kind of sell different like homebrews people made, and so there's a couple.
What did you have your eye on?
Well, there's this like dungeon crawler, because I'm kind of in like a dungeon crawler mood, and it's like there are a few dungeon crawler games for the Atari, and like Dark Chambers, I think is like was maybe like the last like major release, and I have that, and it's pretty cool. It's kind of like a Gauntlet clone. But there's like this one that's newer. I forget what it's called. It's called some kind of like deep stone, some like deadly cavern. Like I forget the name of it, but it's kind of this like, you know, random. It's like a Zelda kind of thing, but like randomized dungeon. And then somebody made like the best Pac-Man that you could make.
Oh my God.
Using the Atari 2600 hardware, you know, you know, and so it's not, you know, it's not arcade perfect, but it's pretty cool. Like it's you know, like and then I just found out about, you know, we've been talking about Lord of the Rings. I just found out about the existence of Lord of the Rings Journey to Rivendell for the Atari 2600, which was from Parker Brothers. It was advertised in like a Parker Brothers catalog, you know, in like 1983. And then the you know, video game crash happened, so it was never released. So we just have like some pictures and this catalog listing. And then I guess like back when the Lord of the Rings movies were coming out, somehow it like materialized, and it was like a fully formed game. It was like one of the most ambitious Atari games ever. It's like this like Atari you know, like you know, like an Atari Zelda, or like this very like of course it was worlds away from Zelda, but it was like kind of staggering, you know, what an Atari could do.
That's so funny that you're bringing up Atari, because I have been just for some reason I went down a Last Starfighter rabbit hole.
Right, yeah, I was watching Last Starfighter. Yeah.
And it was on my mind too. And I was watching the trailer, and in the trailer it says play the Atari game.
Yes.
And I looked it up, and it was unreleased.
Yeah, it never happened.
So
a while back I did do some like Last Starfighter video game research, and I think it was like you know, it got repurposed into something else. And I think there's like, you know, there's like existed and was just never released because the movie wasn't enough of like it was enough of a hit.
I'm gonna snag.
But just like the little like game that they have within the movie, that fake game, I remember always kind of like fantasizing about that. Like, oh, that would be so cool.
I was thinking that like that has to be one of the top 5 like movie premises of all time. Like,
oh, amazing,
like,
amazing.
You're good at video games. And that will save the world. Like,
yeah, it's what everybody who was playing games back there was hoping for. That like someday this is going to come in hand. They're going to need me to save the universe. Yeah, it was so great. Like, and you could make it like every couple of years. You could remake it. You know what I mean?
With
like,
a new tech.
It's evergreen. And then that book, Ready Player One, was kind of like, you know,
his version of the last
that.
Star.
And then I think he even did not Ready Player 2, but I think he did like a follow-up book that was not related to Ready Player One, but where it was like exactly that premise, where it was like this video game and you need to play it, you know, this arcade game, and then you're actually being recruited into the, you know,
it's me, Centauri.
So, yeah, great. Robert Preston. It becomes super obvious, but it is like all the best ideas are like old ideas. There's no new ideas. And elevator pitch was that it's like the Legend of Arthur, except instead of pulling Excalibur out of a stone, it's like you play a video game and get the high score. And they even kind of reference that in the movie too, because like I just saw the movie recently, and they're like, he's like, you know, back in the Middle Ages, I you know, did the old Excalibur trick. You know. I'm Tom Scioli, author of Jack Kirby, The Epic Life of the King of Comics. I Am Stan, a graphic biography of the legendary Stan Lee, and coming from Image Comics, Jack Kirby's Star Warriors, starring Adam Starr and the Solar Legion. In the show notes below, there's pre-order links for all of those books that I mentioned.
I'm Matt Zeoli.
And please follow me on Twitter at Tom Scioli, on Instagram at Tom_Scioli, and go to patreon.com, search Tom Scioli.
Follow the show on Instagram at total_recall_show.